half-point deduction cost her, and a 9.375 for Kelsey Erickson. And now Heather Purnell on the floor for Stanford with a chance to make up some big ground. She scored a couple of times, 9.8 in the 2006 season.
Kelly Fee opens with a nice high double pike. And Kelly was a member of the U.S. national team, competed at national championships 3 times. So she is no stranger to tough competition.
And this is a biased crowd, of course. Over 9,000 fans of the Gym Dogs here, and those screams of support here are coming from the Stanford team members who had to, I would say, endure a wonderful presentation before the competition, celebrating the national championship on the big video screen here, about 10 minutes long. They huddled together and didn't even glance up, tried to block it out. It's hard to do, I guess.
A little bit of psychology working for Georgia. We'll just relive the moment of one of our best seasons right in front of the Stanford team before we start. But it was a tremendous year for Georgia and Stanford. I am sure that just made them even more intent on getting to the national championship this year. Nice opening pass. This was her double pike. Strong landing.
So they make up a couple of tenths here in the... So now for Stanford on the floor exercise, a 5'4" junior, Alex Pinchuk.
Alex is one of Stanford's top performers on floor exercise and vault, a very powerful athlete. She'll open with another nice high double pike, plenty of rotation.
Stanford has put a high priority in this offseason in upgrading their musical selection and their dance elements in the floor exercise.
And that's so important. So much of the routine is made up of the dance, and sometimes athletes tend to want to focus on the tumbling passes because those are the most difficult, but the dance in between can really make a difference to the judges and, of course, to the audience.
Alex back on the East Coast, now going to school at Stanford on the West Coast, of course. She's from Mount Laurel, Lawrenceville, New Jersey, originally.
This has been a strong floor performance. All she needs is this final tumbling pass. Front handspring, 1.5 twist, right to Shishinova.
What'd you think?
I thought this was a very strong floor routine. She opens with a nice, powerful double pike, perfect position in the air.
Totally for the Georgia team, an excellent score, 9.850. Now here's Kelly Fee trying to counter for the Cardinal and Stanford on the floor exercise. I like those uniforms, by the way. It looks a little bit like Superman on their chests. It is the theme, actually. That's not an accident. I guess it wouldn't be Superman, though.
Superwoman.
There was a Superwoman, but that was like the 5th edition after Superboy, Superdog.
Yeah, and that's not the right costume.
These really are the Superwomen with great athletes. And, of course, this sport has really exploded with Title IX on the intercollegiate level. Fee has a season high of 9.85. This performance seems a little bit low in the difficulty level, Shannon. And
well, she actually opens with a 2.5 twist, and I think sometimes it doesn't look as exciting as maybe a double out or a double back, but it is a difficult move to do. It's 2.5 twists around, and so that's going to add some difficulty to her routine. disappointing. It's going to be tight. We'll have to watch on the replay to see if she touched her hands all the way down on the floor. If she skimmed the floor, it might only be a 3/10 deduction, but touching out is going to be a full 5/10.
You can see the final score. Apparently she did 8.90. Yep, there it is. Disappointing. And trying to keep pace. Back to Stanford. They're competing on the floor with Carly Janica. And you can hear her teammates trying to give her support while 9,000 folks in Georgia red sit and watch.
Carly's such a great athlete. I've watched her since she was young and competing in the national championships. She actually won the all-around at the Junior Olympic National Championships. Was a senior elite national.
You get to see all these girls, Shannon, don't you, all the way from like 5-6 years and up with all the camps and programs that you do with all these young athletes all across America.
I'm starting to. Unfortunately, I'm getting that old that I'm starting to see them from that age. It's been nice to see athletes like Grace Taylor, Courtney McCool, Carly Janica really grow up in front of you. And it's great to see how much they really love the sport and the opportunities that they have coming from, level 8 and level 9 and moving to elite or going the Olympic route or going the NCAA route. It's just fun to see all the different opportunities that each of these girls has.
As we pointed out, sometimes both the Olympic route and the NCAA route, a couple of them on the Georgia team. Carly Janica here in the team competition needs a good score as Georgia is starting to put some distance between the two teams.
Whip back to a 2.5 twist.
That extra mat there just for a little support?
Yeah, we call that a sting mat. It just takes the sting out of the landing. There's no deduction for having a mat there as long as they don't go out of bounds.
Nice finish for Carly Janica of Stanford.
A very nice routine, a fun routine. And let's see if she did stay in bounds there. It was a little bit...
In case you're wondering, 10 is still not unknown in NCAA competition. In fact, Georgia did it twice back in the 2004 season. And you might need a score like that here as Nicole Urata takes to the floor.
Opening with a big tumbling pass, pike full twisting double back. And you are right, Stanford has really got to step it up in order to close that gap with Georgia.
They're competing well, but Georgia is really on top of their game. 9.975 for Coupettes. That's an eye-opener.
It's a great set to hit at the first competition of this season. I think this is a good opportunity for Stanford. They're coming off, like we've said, a very rough season last year, and this is a good way for them to kind of have a wake-up call this early in the season, saying, hey, okay, we have to step it up. This is the best team. This is what we're shooting for.
And came all the way cross-country as well. This is a good learning experience. Any way you look at it, come late in the season, they try to qualify for the Super 6.
And they are not settling down. After they face off Georgia, they go right over, back to the West Coast, face off U.S.A, another powerhouse team. Double pike. And that is going to be a tough one to overcome. Obviously, they can drop one score, but that is not going to help them out.
And so close to the end of her routine, her last tumbling pass, and Nicole Urata left the floor.
But I have to say, it's nice to see that she over-rotated a double pike at the end of the routine. I mean, at the end of a tumbling routine, you could easily be under-rotating that skill.
9.20 for Nicole, who has had season highs of 9.925. Georgia with a big chance to pull away now. Katie Heenan on the beam. Her high is 9.95. A career best that she's hit twice.
These girls just seem to be gaining momentum from athlete to athlete, each one more solid than the next. Georgia training the day before the competition, having a little trouble when tumbling on floor exercise. A few misses here and there, but it looks like they've come out to play. When the competition starts, they get this look in their eye and they know that they're out there to win.
All right, Katie Heenan for the Georgia Gym Dogs scored at 9.8. Cleanup hitter for Stanford then, and at the end of this third rotation is their All-American and the Pac-10 all-around champion, Tabitha Yim.
Currently third place on this event at NCAA's last year. Opening with a handspring front double full. Very difficult move. And you can see her veteran status. She knows how to pull out of a skill and keep going so that she lessens the deductions.
Tabitha's career high in this event back in 2006. She hit 9.925 a couple of times.
A lot of front tumbling. Many times a lot of these front tumbling skills save an athlete's body. I know I was so happy when front tumbling became the next big thing. It really saves the pounding. And when you're talking about collegiate gymnastics, when you're talking about a big season of competing almost every weekend, sometimes twice in one weekend, that really takes its toll on your body. 1.5 punch lay out front. Very nice.
Well, it certainly seemed like a polished routine. So Kelly P scoring 9.55. They had chipped into that team lead of Georgia a little bit. Now it's building back again for the Gym Dogs as Katie Heenan begins on the floor exercise. She's hit career highs of 9.95 a couple of times back in 2006 here.
This would be a good time to hit one of those 995s. Opening up, double twist, pike front. Katie's also doing very well in the all-around.
Forming to a mix of instrumentals from Queen.
Good crowd favorite.
Vocals still not allowed?
No vocals. You can have pretty much any kind of music you want, but no singing.
Bulldog keeping time. Look at this. That would be a little distracting to me.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to see that in the corner of my floor routine.
Great camera angle there. Oh, beautifully done too, right at us. Yeah, she likes it. Nice energetic finish.
Great way to pick up the ball. Here was some great tumbling by Katie. Here she comes finishing up, and seasoned athlete, she knows to step forward, not back.
The Pac-10 all-around champion from a year ago and had a high of 9.975 in this event.
Stanford is going to need some of those big scores.
Oh boy. Oh my.
And that's that move we keep seeing misses on and wobbles on. It's a back handspring layout, step out. I talked to assistant coach Mike Lorenzen, and he said, this is a great competition. No matter how they do, it's a good measuring stick. They're up against the best. If they do well, that's going to help them out. If they don't do quite as well, it's going to make them hungry for more.
Yeah, a little experience, something to draw on down the road. And for Tabitha Yim, a little bit of a disappointment here, you would think.
And this was such an unfortunate fall. She's done that skill so many times.
9.175, and Georgia with the chance to pull away here as we come down the home stretch. Tiffany Tolnay, who has scored 9.9 on this event 5 times in her career in the 2006 season alone.
Strong with a nice opening double Arabian. Kicked out just a little early, causing those steps backwards.
Just a sophomore. This loaded Georgia team. Grapevine, Texas. Outside of Dallas.
Last year, she performed in the all-around at the NCAA National Championship, helping Georgia to its 7th national title. Rest before her final dismount.
A lot of Texas in this routine, Shannon.
Yes, there is, and it seems to be a crowd favorite. Closing with a beautiful double pike, perfect in the air, and you don't get a better landing than that.
Man, is this Georgia team loaded? The Bulldog. Bring it home.
Gorgeous double pike, perfect in the air.
And the defending national champions on dogs, or rather the gym dogs, can answer with as Kelsey Erickson revs it up.
Opening with a big double pike. Her teammates all lined up along the floor to size, giving their support.
She can go big, has hit 9.95 a couple of times in her career.
And she is not leaving any room for error. So far, I really have not seen a deduction. At the SEC Championships, Kelsey claimed the all-around vault, bars, and floor titles. Pretty incredible athlete.
High-octane music for the Bulldogs, and they deliver.
To go for a big score.
Yeah, Kelsey Erickson and the Gym Dogs bringing it home.